Alright, hello and welcome back once again to the Wrestling Rant. It is Friday night and it's time for the Smackdown run-through. Again, I missed the first few minutes, but apparently I didn't miss much. The first match, and the only one that I missed, was Ryback versus Daniel Bryan. I don't actually know who won, because I didn't see the match, obviously. But I'm going to guess that Ryback won, because God knows he's not going to lose to Daniel Bryan. I just don't see that happening. So there was that. The next match up, and I actually did see this, Zack Ryder got his jobber entrance, and then out comes Fandango! Out comes Johnny with Summer again, and Johnny beats the piss out of this jabroni piece of garbage, Zack Ryder. Beats the hell out of him. Ryder managed to get a little bit of offense in. Didn't matter, he still got his ass kicked. Johnny got the big Russian leg sweep on him, flatlined him, and then nails the leg drop, and that's match. Up next, we got... Good lord. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know if they're trying to torture us, or if they actually think this is actually worth a damn, but it's not. We get Zeb Coulter versus Ricardo Rodriguez. I don't know why. Ricardo is a trained wrestler, but they won't acknowledge that. But, whatever. This match was, I guess, destined to be terrible from the get-go. But the match ends up getting thrown out, basically, because I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Match was about over, and Swagger jumps in the ring and just runs over Ricardo. And then Teddy Long, of all people, even though he doesn't have any power, comes out and says, "We ain't gonna let this end this way, players. You want to fight like this? It's going to be a tag team match." So he makes it a tag team match, Zeb and Swagger versus Ricardo and Del Rio. And so it's going as a tag match for a while, and then trying to remember exactly how it went down. Doesn't matter. The punchline is, throughout this entire thing, AJ, Big E, and Ziggler were sitting at the commentary table, and Ziggler was talking. He was on commentary. And, but anyways, partway through the tag match, Big E and Ziggler decide to dive in the ring and just run over, I don't remember who it was. I think Del Rio and Swagger were the ones in the ring. They get jumped on by Big E and Ziggler, and they start getting their asses kicked. So, Teddy Long comes back out again. And again, I still don't know why he thinks he has any authority on this show. He's not the general manager anymore. But he goes, "So now you guys want to do this? Alright, we're going to make it a triple threat tag team match." And so now, it's Del Rio and Rodriguez versus Coulter and Swagger versus Big E and Ziggler. Really don't know why they thought this was going to be any good. But whatever. The match goes. It ends up with Del Rio and Ziggler in the ring. And Del Rio gets the cross-arm breaker on Ziggler. And Ziggler, even though he's, again, literally inches from the ropes, he ends up having to tap out. I don't know why. But whatever. That's the end of the match. Up next, Randy Orton versus Damien Sandow. This was a fairly decent match. Randy ended up winning after an RKO, of course. And then the Big Show comes out as Randy's celebrating, and he's on the mic talking. He's talking to Randy saying that, the stupid commentators are still saying that, oh, it's Big Show's fault. He double-crossed Randy and Sheamus at WrestleMania, the Shield match. But Big Show comes out and tells the truth and says, you know what, Randy, if you hadn't stolen the tag from me, I wouldn't have screwed you guys over and double-crossed you. So really, it's your fault. And again, this is the truth. This is what actually happened. So I don't know why the commentators and Randy are trying to lie about it and say, oh, it's Big Show's fault for not for not helping. No, you stole the tag from him. But anyways, Big Show comes out and he's talking, and then he starts laughing, this really forced laugh. It sounded terrible. But while Randy was distracted, Sandow was able to recover enough. He jumps Randy from behind, cracks him once, and then cinches him up for his cross-arm neck breaker. That's Sandow's finisher. He nails that on Randy, and then he bails. And then Big Show laughs at him some more, and he leaves. Woo! Next up, we have Mark Henry and Sheamus in an arm wrestling match. You can't see it, but I'm rolling my eyes really, really hard and cringing. Okay? Wasn't it bad enough we had the tug of war thing on Raw? That was bad enough. No, now we gotta do arm wrestling. Oh, because they're both so strong, no one gives a shit. So they go, after Henry decides to play around for a couple of minutes and screw with people. They finally go, and of course Henry wins. Of course he's stronger. Nobody's gonna be able to beat Mark Henry in an arm wrestling contest. But Henry's about to leave, because, he won. He's about to leave, and Sheamus grabs the mic and says, you know what, you may have won, but I want to see if you can beat me left-handed. We're gonna go all lefties. So they get ready to do the arm wrestling thing again, left-handed. And right after it starts, Sheamus decides to just punch Henry in the face. And of course, this staggers Henry enough. Sheamus cocks back and hits the brogue kick on him again. This is really just coming off as being a huge douche on the part of Sheamus. I know Henry started it, attacking Sheamus backstage, but now Sheamus is completely instigating everything. It's like once a bully, always a bully, I guess. Whatever. After that, they hyped this up for a while now. We have Kane trying to get some revenge on Dean Ambrose and The Shield because of what they did to The Undertaker last Friday on Smackdown. And earlier in the night was a Shield promo, and beforehand, it's another one of their typical backstage boiler room shaky cam ones. But before they actually went into the promo, you see the steady shot from the cam sitting on the floor, and you can hear kicking and fighting and grunting. Sounds like somebody's getting their ass kicked. And then the Shield guys pick up the camera and they start cutting their promo. They're talking about Kane, yada yada yada. And then they put the camera down, and as they put it down, you can see Daniel Bryan, Kane's partner, laid out on the ground, and they kick him another couple of times as they leave. So obviously they just beat the shit out of Bryan to make sure that Kane would be all by himself. Anyways, we get the match. Kane and Ambrose goes back and forth a bit, and Ambrose ends up winning. He beats Kane. He beats him with as a headlock driver. I guess he's borrowing that from Derek Bateman. Don't really know what else he could have done against Kane. Ambrose, his finisher when he was on the Indies was what he called the hook and ladder, which was double chicken wing face plant, like what Beth Phoenix used to call the glam slam. Don't know, he couldn't really do that on Kane. Kane's too big. But it's not like that's his only finishing move, but like I don't know what else he could have done. So he nails this headlock driver, and he plants Kane with it, and he gets the win. And the Shield guys look like they're getting ready to leave. Kane stands back up in the ring, and he's like, "Come on, bring it on!" And before the match even started, Kane wiped out Rollins and Reigns, beat the hell out of them on the outside of the ring, threw Reigns over the announce table, damn near decked Josh Matthews, clotheslined Rollins over the barricade near the corner. So he thought he had them wiped out for the whole match. They ended up getting back up. But anyways, after the match, Kane's like, "Come on, motherfuckers, bring it on." And so they bring it on. They get in the ring, and they start beating the fuck out of Kane. Of course, it's 3-on-1. Kane did manage to fight him off for a little bit, but he got overwhelmed, so it didn't really matter in the end. Then they decide to get Kane up for the big triple power bomb. And just as they're getting ready, Rollins and Ambrose, just as they're getting ready to lift them up, Kane kicks Reigns in the face and backs him up, and then he kind of fights off Rollins and Ambrose. But as he's getting ready to double choke slam the both of him, Reigns again recovers and spears Kane out of his boots. Not literally, of course, but just spears the hell out of him. Then they beat him up some more after that, and then they finally pick him up for the triple power bomb, and they nail it. And then, little side note, as the Shield guys were coming down through the crowd, you could see that Reigns was carrying Daniel Bryan's half of the tag titles, Daniel Bryan's belt. So after the match, they grab both of the belts, and Rollins and Ambrose are holding up the tag belts. So, looks like it's going to finally come down to a tag team match for the titles. Kane and Daniel Bryan versus two members of the Shield. I don't know who it's going to be. Probably Reigns or probably Ambrose and Rollins. I don't know. But yeah, so after the match, after they beat the hell out of Kane, they're holding up the belts, and that's how the show goes off the air. Like I said, looks like they're building towards a tag team title match between these two teams. It's going to be weird because then you're going to have three people holding the tag belts. They're probably going to be defending it under the Freebird rule. But that about does it for Smackdown. There wasn't really a whole lot that happened. So you've got that. That's all there is for Smackdown. So we'll have to see what happens next. And we will see you guys next time.